Hello, hello. Old Dad here, and we're getting ready to watch some Raw. This is exciting because it's going to be Ludwig Kaiser versus Bron Breakker. It's starting out with CM Punk. Let's see how this all goes. Raw starts out with CM Punk, and he's trying to call out Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins comes out from the seats and stuff like that. They start fighting. The greatest thing is they kept fighting. They ran around the whole place fighting. If you bought tickets to that Raw, you got your money's worth just in that fight alone. I'm telling you what, that was like the greatest thing ever. It was great. And by the way, I think Seth Rollins is right. I think CM Punk's tried to tear down the company, and now he's wanting, everybody to like him all the same. Seth Rollins, I think, is in the right. Next in line, they have a segment with the Judgment Day. That was pretty good. But then Ludwig Kaiser goes to the ring. He does his entrance. He gets all the way to the ring. And then we go to a commercial. The man's got to wait. Starting out with a whole bunch of promos. It's funny because Ludwig Kaiser's still in the ring. All these promos going on. Seth Rollins talking to the general manager. I want the match. I'll give you the match. Let me do my job. Blah, blah, blah. All this is all going on. He's hanging out in the ring. So these people are just seeing nothing but these guys hanging out in the ring. Anyway, then the best part of the show is Drew McIntyre comes out. He talks to Seth Rollins, basically tells him, hey, you with CM Punk's exactly what you're saying with me and the Bloodline. But then, I don't know. He says it's kind of like something's out. He's thinking about it as far as respect and stuff like that. Hey, this could be something promising. I seen something on TikTok where it had Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre, and they were all like at the Shield thing. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a new Shield. That was so many years ago now. I don't want to see that. But those three coming together for a common cause of just beating down the Bloodline, yeah, that could be good. Because then you've got the Bloodline, but you've got these three guys that are powerhouses, so much raw talent that, the Bloodline's got a concern. I'm very interested. But now we're at the match. This is the match that I've been waiting for this. This is Kaiser versus Breakker. I'm excited. This match is excellent so far, but there was this point, Kaiser slaps Bron Breakker and just sets him off. Makes him like super mad, and he's like, everybody tries that smacking crap. And he's just beating him up at that point. It was great, and it was a great segment to go right into the commercial. Kaiser's been doing great. He's been focusing on the shoulder. He's doing, it's shades of Arn Anderson. He's been doing super good. And even some of the moves that Braun does affects the shoulder now. His whole strategy's been taking the left shoulder and attacking the left shoulder. It's been beautiful. He's got a real chance. As long as he doesn't do that thing where he gets too cocky or too arrogant. He doesn't do something like smack him in the face again or something like that sets his opponent off or whatever. He's got a real chance here. And all that for another commercial. So I'm loving Kaiser here. Bron Breakker clearly ain't listening. You don't run into a corner, especially if you got a hurt shoulder. If you're a big man, don't run into a corner. Hurt shoulder, into the corner. I mean, this match is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Kaiser and Breakker, he's using like his legs, things like that. I mean, just if you want to talk like a good fighting champion type scenario, Breakker has been amazing. But so has Kaiser. Like, he's worked on that shoulder to the point where it'll be interesting to see if Bron Breakker has a title match this next week or whatever, because, I mean, this gotta hurt. Setting up for his spear. Nope, it's over. I'm thinking it's over. Kaiser's been doing pretty good. No, it's over. That was a great match. That match was amazing. Kudos to Kaiser. Breakker, absolutely amazing, but we all knew that. We all knew that. Kaiser really showed himself smart. Did he lose? He may have lost, but I'm telling you, Breakker's going to be licking his wounds afterward. That shoulder is definitely jacked up after this. Even if this was all just a dance and whatever, you can only yank on the shoulder so much before you're just like, ow, ow, please stop. That was great. They just showed the ending of Saturday Night Main Event. And here's the thing, I was right. Cody Rhodes' back hit that chair. Kevin Owens' head didn't. But the Crossroads did take him out. 1, 2, 3. It ended with, after the show, they showed where he did the power driver to Cody Rhodes. I'm a Cody Rhodes fan. I think that the man in wrestling has one of the best minds in wrestling, up to like going clear back to his dad. The man's a wrestling genius. But if he can't defend the title in 30 days, I'm going to stick with it. He needs to be stripped. That title needs to go to someone else who can defend it every 30 days. Please bring that back. And then they did a promo for the War Raiders. That was so good because they were like, we wrestle every match like it's our last match. They showed him in the hospital. They showed some of the stuff that happened to him. They were like, we've made it this far. We don't know how much we're going to be able to go. We're really after these titles. We're really looking to, do whatever. The one said about holding his son. The one said about ever walking again. I'm actually anxious for this match because of how it's looking that it's going to go. But I'll let to a commercial. It's back on. They announced Seth Rollins versus CM Punk for the Netflix show. I got this thought. How are they going to make the next week afterward? I mean, they've got Tribal Combat. They've got Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. They've got all these super good matches that they got for this one show at the beginning of the Netflix era. How are they going to keep that up? Don't get me wrong. WWE surprised me over and over again. You just got to think, though, after how good that's going to be, assumably how good that's going to be, how are they going to do the next week and the next week and the next week? Is it going to get to a point where it slows down? I'm just curious. My thoughts are just all over the place. And I'm going to assume, being it's January 6th, we're going to see Cena show up. That's my assumption. Kind of hoping, honestly. Now Liv Morgan's coming out to the ring, so let's see what she says. Well, Rhea Ripley's #1 contender, and who didn't see that coming? I mean, come on, she's like the juggernaut. She's beating up everybody. Like, everybody. So, naming her the #1 contender, it's like, yeah, I can see that. Anyway, they didn't announce when that match was going to be. They showed Seth Rollins in the back. It looked like Drew McIntyre was coming up to him, and all of a sudden he got hit by Sami Zayn. Now, when that match happens, you know that match is going to be good. You know that match is going to be great. It's going to have Drew McIntyre, and I hope he just beats up Sami Zayn. Here's the thing. Is Sami Zayn good? Yes. I've never been a fan of Sami Zayn. Never. Nope. Not when he was in the Bloodline. Not back when he was in NXT. Never been a fan of Sami Zayn. Does that make me a bad guy? I hope not. I hope that doesn't change our relationship. The thing is, I can't. I can't. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn I was a little bit of a fan of, but that was mainly because of Kevin Owens. Especially whenever he was going off like, you said, you didn't say the name. You can't come out unless I say your name. And things like that. That stuff was funny. Kevin Owens is amazing as far as on the mic and things like that. He's an excellent wrestler too. Sami Zayn's an excellent wrestler. I can't wait for Drew McIntyre to beat him up. But all that led to the three-way match for the Intercontinental title, and it's just the contenders match. It's Rodriguez, Zoe Stark, and Carter. My bet, if I was to guess, would be Zoe Stark's going to pull this one out somehow. And my hope is that when all is said and done, Lyra Valkyria. She's still my pick. I hope she wins. But all that led to the commercial. The triple threat's going on, and it's actually a little surprising. Now, they're calling the powerhouse Rodriguez, and Zoe Stark she's pretty darn strong. But that Carter, she's just small and moving around to where, like, when they go to hit her, they hit each other. It's become quite interesting. And she did this thing through the ropes. It wasn't a dive. Kind of like a dive. But she did a spin to it. So that made it a little more interesting, but it was a dive. Hopefully that's all of the dives we get for the night. But the spin made it interesting. And all that got me interested. So now I got to wait till the end of the commercial. That match was great. And Rodriguez was mad that she lost, but Zoe Stark won. This is what we want. We want these people that we don't regularly see all the time. The greatest thing about an Intercontinental title, someone else gets the spotlight. Bron Breakker, would we have known? No. Now you get to see Zoe Stark shine. It was a good match. It was a great match. Was it the best match? No. That's Bron Breakker. But it was a great match. I loved it. It had some Alpha Academy stuff there. They did a couple little segment things there, all in one shot. And how they spun it between the R-Truth and Pete Dunne, along with the Alpha Academy and the American whatever thing, that was really good. Now, they're doing a match between them again and again. But hey, it's good matches. And it all led to the commercial. We're going to start this out by talking about a commercial that I saw. It was a Target commercial. Now, there was two commercials that really stood out to me as far as this Raw went. One is Giant Eagle, because we used to have a Giant Eagle in town, but I was really little. I want to say it was in the 80s. I could be wrong. Someone, if you're around from where I'm at, you leave a comment below, tell me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure it was the 80s. But the one that I seen was the Target commercial. And Target, they showed an Ender Dragon toy. I want it. I'm going to have to go to Target. So I'm going to have to drive all the way to Target just so I can get me an Ender Dragon. Because old Dad still loves Minecraft. And New Day still isn't able to get into the locker room. They've been kicked out of the locker room, which is kind of funny to go on with this story. But here's the thing. Pure Fusion went after Kairi Singh. That's smart. She would have to be like one of the main people. Her and Lyra Valkyria, because we want Lyra Valkyria to win. But we're now at the tag team match that we've been waiting for. Let's see if this leads to another commercial, because I've been getting commercial to death on this thing. Is what it is. I'm just saying, if you throw out regular commercials, maybe do the box and box thing some more. A little less. Editing's killing me, WWE. Come on. I'm just playing. Just want to point out my bet right now is still on Judgment Day, but I would hate to get in the ring with the War Raiders because they look like they could beat me up very, very easily. It's starting out really good. I couldn't help but notice, like, Eric and Ivar remind me a lot of the grown-ups whenever old dad was young. So, like, in the 80s, 90s, the grown-ups that I would see around the house, and not old dad, but like the grown-ups out where old dad used to hang out. And they remind me a lot of those grown-ups. Outside of that, they're dominating. They're just beating up the Judgment Day. It's been pretty good. And of course, it did lead to another commercial. So let me just say this. Finn saved me from a meltdown because the ballhead guy from the War Raiders, Eric or Ivar, I can never get their names straight. He was going to do a dive, and I was like, no, don't dive. Why? And Finn grabbed his foot. And I was like, thank you, Finn. Save me from another dive. Save the dives. Make them special again. Save the table. Make it special again. But Finn grabbed. They're kind of in control. And he did all that right before the commercial. That was the best match. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ludwig Kaiser. I'm sorry, Bron Breakker. That was the best match. War Raiders are tag team champions. Finn Balor went to get a chair. Damian Priest stopped him. That's all he really did, is he stopped him from getting the chair. But the War Raiders are tag team champions. That match was phenomenal. Best match of the night, War Raiders. What did you think? Leave a comment below. I had so much fun watching wrestling, sharing it with you guys. I'm so like into it that I'm like, my mind's everywhere. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Later.